When someone is looking to buy something, they normally head straight online to start their research. Now, if the thought of that puts you in an absolute panic because you're thinking, wait, I don't have a website yet, or my website really is an embarrassment and just really doesn't represent your business well, then stick with me, because in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can turn things around. Because it's important, right? Your site is essentially your virtual storefront. It's what's going to create a first impression. And if it's really good, it's going to be a powerful tool for your business, one that helps you attract and land your dream clients. As online entrepreneurs, we really rely on our websites to be the hub of our businesses. Ideally, it's a place where your passion meets your customers' needs, and those customers, those are the ones who are evaluating all of your offerings, your credibility, and whether or not they want to buy from you, all within just a few clicks. Whether you're in the early stages of creating a business website or you're revamping your current one, there are 3 things that you can determine first that are going to make the process smoother and faster, and overall result in a better website that can work as a real money-making tool for your business. Creating a website could be an overwhelming process, and you may have experienced that in the past, but it does not have to be. Hi there, I'm Alli, and I help entrepreneurs elevate their brand and online presence so that they can connect with their dream clients quickly and confidently and make more money in their business. Because that's really the point here. You want to have a website working hard for your business, a space online that you own where people can come and find you and learn about what you do and how you can help them and also buy from you. So let's dive into the first decision that you need to make, and that's choosing what website platform or website builder that you're going to use to make your website. Now, there are many out there that you may have heard of. You've probably heard of WordPress, Squarespace, Showit, Wix, Google Sites, for example. And while I'm not going to deep dive into the pros and cons of each of the different platforms, because there are pros and cons to each of them, I will tell you that I use and teach and wholeheartedly recommend WordPress. And here's why. It is the most robust and powerful and flexible of all of the platforms. The others simply cannot compare. I can't tell you how many clients I've had come to me to redesign their website because they can no longer do what they want to do on their current platform. They just hit a wall. So when it comes to building a website and thinking about the future growth of your company, it's really important to have a platform that is fully customizable like WordPress is, because you want to be able to have that capability to expand your site as needed down the line, rather than having to start from scratch. If you're DIYing your website, you may look at some of these other builders and think, those kind of look easier than WordPress does. But let me tell you, I have tried many of them, and they all have left me feeling so frustrated because I'm so limited with what I can do. You may have heard that WordPress isn't very user-friendly, or that you have to know code to use it, and that simply isn't true. Now, while it is the top choice of designers and developers, it is also great for DIYers when you add on a website builder like Elementor. Elementor lets you easily drag and drop modules and sections into place on your website, just like any of the other drag and drop builders do. This is exactly how I teach my students inside of Simple Start to make their own websites. Most of them join and will describe themselves as completely tech illiterate and really hating the thought of working on their own website. But once they dig in, they absolutely fall in love with the ease of the process and tell me that they actually will start working on their website for fun. So that right there should tell you something. The second thing that you need to decide before making your website is what it's going to look like. Believe me, there is nothing more frustrating than sitting down to start working on your website and putting it together than not knowing at all what you're going to put on that page. Now, if you're going to be working with a designer, creating the look and feel of your website will be part of that process. but you're still going to have to give them an idea about what you're going for. Not thinking this through a bit beforehand can really slow down the process and keep entrepreneurs stuck, because yes, you want your website to look professional, but you also strategically need it to be designed in a way that's going to really reach out and capture your dream clients and be able to get their attention. This is where your branding comes into the picture. You need to have your colors, fonts, patterns, and elements in your overall brand personality and voice ready to go first. By creating brand guidelines ahead of time, you're going to establish a strategic foundation for the way that you show up for your audience. It's going to serve as a roadmap for every single design decision that you make moving forward. You should also make note of other websites that you like and get some inspiration from other sites around the web. Now, of course, you could head straight toward your competitors to do this, but I don't recommend it for a couple different reasons. The first reason is I don't want you to end up showing up in the same way that they do. I want you to show up in your own unique way, because the goal here is always to stand out, not to blend in with all of the other people who do what you do. And number two, while it's a good idea to understand what your competitors are doing, I don't want you to spend so much time looking at their websites that you end up falling into a deep, dark hole of imposter syndrome because you're comparing yourself to them. So here's what I recommend you do instead. Have a look around some website template shops like Theme Forest or Template Monster and click through the previews of them to find sections and elements that you like. Be sure to pay attention to things like how the header works on desktop and mobile, whether the sections run off the page or have margins on the sides, what types of hovers and rollover animations you like, and how the images are placed and the background patterns are used. You can even screenshot the sections that you like and then put them together in a document with notes about why you like them and how you might want to do something similar. Having a document like this to work off of along with your own brand guidelines is going to save you so much time when you sit down to create your own website. And the third thing that you want to have all set and ready to go before you make your website is your content. I've seen many entrepreneurs try to wing it and just dive right into creating their website without organizing what's going to go on the page or pages in the first place. And it just does not work. They end up staring at a blank screen while they're trying to figure out what goes on the page and what it should look like at the same time that they're trying to actually build it. This adds a whole other level of stress and overwhelm that really doesn't need to be added to a website project. It's going to be so much easier to build a website that will end up making you sales when you know what pages you're going to use on your website, what sections need to be on those pages, what images are going to go along with that content, and also what calls to actions you're going to have and how your messaging is going to work. You need to know these things before you sit down to create. So when you sit down to your website, you'll have all of the elements ready to go and easily put them into the site. And because you took the time to think things through beforehand, your website will be much more effective in communicating the message that you're trying to get across. And ultimately, it's going to be much more compelling to your dream clients. I know it can be overwhelming to figure out what steps to take in the right order and at the right time to create a truly effective website for your business. This is exactly why I'm hosting a free live training for you on September 27th, and I'm going to share how to create a website that converts your browsers into buyers in 30 days or less. You're going to learn the exact steps that you need to take in order to connect with your audience and start making money online. It's going to be really, really valuable, so you will not want to miss it. Head over to dowelldesignstudio.com/training to grab your spot, and I'll see you there.